If you're a man over 60 and your erections aren't as firm, your sensitivity feels dull, or your desire has faded, what I'm about to tell you might catch you off guard, because the truth is, what's happening to your body isn't just about aging, it's a quiet warning, a sign that your blood flow is slowing down, your tissues are getting irritated, and your nerves aren't working like they used to. But here's the good news. No one really talks about this simple natural solution that can bring back what you thought was gone. No pills, no shots, no awkward moments. Just two common items you probably already have: castor oil and baking soda. I'm Dr. Laura, a urologist and men's health specialist with 30 years of experience, helping older men feel strong, responsive, and confident again, without medication or false promises. What I'm sharing isn't just an idea, it's backed by real science and real men who've seen real results. I get it. Castor oil and baking soda for your manhood sounds odd, but that's exactly why you should pay attention. This mix doesn't just sit on the outside, it works deep inside. It goes after 7 hidden reasons men over 60 lose their energy. It improves blood flow, loosens tight tissue, calms irritation, and wakes up a part of you that may have felt gone for good. Stick with me, because I'll show you exactly how to use it, step by step, and what changes to expect after 7, 14, and 30 days. You're not too old. It's not too late. Before we begin, hit subscribe and turn on alerts so you never miss these natural health tips made for men over 60. If this sounds like something you need, type a 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. I'm here to listen, adjust, and help you at every stage. Now, let's talk about something most men over 60 never hear, but really need to know, because before you can fix the issue, you need to understand why your erections are weaker, your sensitivity is dropping, and your energy feels off. And no, it's not just aging. That answer is too easy, and not true. What's happening inside your body is much more specific and a lot more fixable. Why your manhood isn't giving up. Your body isn't failing, it's asking for support. I've talked with many men in their 60s, hard-working men, loving grandfathers, men who've lived full lives. And when they quietly talk about what's changing, they all say something like, "Doc, something's not right down there." They assume it's age, stress, or just bad luck. But here's what they don't see. This isn't the end. It's not defeat. It's your body sending a clear message. And if you really listen, this could be your second chance. The real problem isn't that you're broken, it's that your blood flow has nearly stopped. Swelling has settled into delicate areas. Your prostate could be pressing on important nerves. Your body is slowly turning off systems that once made you feel alive and in touch. But here's the bright side. None of this is permanent. You can change things naturally, safely, and without losing your pride. Take my patient Mark, 71, a retired teacher. He quietly said, "I feel like a part of me has gone numb." But once he understood what was actually going on and made a few simple changes, 3 weeks later, he was smiling like a teenager. Not just because things worked better, but because he felt that spark again. Your body isn't giving up. It's asking, "Notice me, help my blood flow, let me recover." Once you understand that message, everything changes. So what really works? What can improve circulation, reduce swelling, and wake up your manhood without drugs or doctor visits? The answer might already be in your kitchen. Let's get into it. Castor oil, the deep restorer for men over 60. Here's the truth. When I first heard about using baking soda for men's health, I had doubts. It seemed too simple, too basic, just that white powder from the kitchen, right? But then I looked at the research, and more importantly, saw what happened when my patients gave it a try. Now, it's the secret I share with every man over 60, dealing with tightness, poor blood flow, or that dull feeling down there. Baking soda isn't just for cookies. When you mix it with castor oil, it becomes something powerful. It breaks down hidden tightness in your tissues, calms irritation, and helps bring balance back to where it matters. But here's the real surprise. It helps castor oil work better, letting it go deeper and faster. I'll never forget my patient Carl, 69, who had tried everything with no success. After just 10 days of using this simple castor oil and baking soda blend, he came back to my office, looking years younger. "Doc," he said, "I can feel things I haven't felt in 10 years. This isn't a quick fix or a fake promise. It's about giving your body what it's been missing, and the best part, you probably already have both items at home. Here's how to use them. Mix 1 teaspoon of castor oil with 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Adjust the amount. If your skin is sensitive, gently rub into your lower stomach, inner thighs and groin. Leave on for 20 to 30 minutes, or overnight, for a stronger effect. Rinse off with warm water. Do this every night for a week, and you'll see why this simple mix has helped so many men. Your body's been waiting for this. Now is the time to act. Baking soda, the softener that brings back feeling. If castor oil is the healer, baking soda is the opener. And no, I'm not talking about baking cakes or brushing your teeth. I'm talking about using it in a way you've likely never thought of, gently on your skin, and with care. I know it sounds odd. The first time I told a patient, he chuckled and said, "Doc, you want me to rub wet baking soda down there?" But a few weeks later, he wasn't laughing. He was thankful. Here's what most men don't know. As we get older, the tissues in our pelvic area start to collect acid, waste, and tension. You don't notice it right away. It builds slowly, like gunk in a pipe. Over time, it stiffens soft tissue, blocks blood flow, and causes a dull feeling, not just physically, but emotionally too. You stop feeling like yourself, and you wonder if that part of you is gone for good. That's where baking soda helps. It gently clears the acid that makes tissue hard. It softens the layers that block blood and nerve signals, and when you mix just a little with warm castor oil and apply it to your lower stomach, inner thighs, or groin, it creates a kind of opening, an invitation for the body to breathe again. I remember Ronald, 68, who tried everything, testosterone, supplements, even injections. Nothing helped. But after just 4 sessions of this blend, he looked at me and said, "Doc, I felt warmth I hadn't felt since I was 40. And the next week, morning wood, for the first time in years. It wasn't just a fluke. It was chemistry working with the body, not against it." And this is where things start to shift, because once you feel even a flicker of sensation returning, your body begins to believe healing is possible. So the question now is, how do you apply this blend correctly so it goes exactly where it's needed and brings the deepest results? Let me show you the right way to use it, step by step. I can't tell you how many times I've seen something powerful fail simply because it wasn't used the right way. This blend of castor oil and baking soda isn't a miracle cream. It's not some gimmick. It's a tool. And like any good tool, its impact depends on how you use it. When applied correctly, with presence and consistency, I've seen it unlock circulation, restore warmth, and bring life back to tissues that had been quiet for years. Here's how I teach my own patients to do it. Start with a clean space and a calm moment. No rushing, no distractions. This isn't just about applying something, it's about reconnecting with a part of yourself you may have ignored for too long. Take 1 teaspoon of organic castor oil and mix it with a small pinch, about half a teaspoon of baking soda. Stir until smooth. Then gently warm the mixture in your hands or place the bowl in warm water for a few minutes. The goal is comfort, not heat. Now apply it slowly over your lower abdomen, groin crease, and inner thighs. These are the power lines that feed blood into your manhood. Use circular motions, gentle pressure. Don't scrub, don't rush. This is not about force, it's about signal. You're telling your body, wake up, you're safe, you're needed. Some men place a warm towel over the area for 20 to 30 minutes, allowing the blend to penetrate even deeper. Others lie still, breathe, and just listen to their bodies. However you do it with care, and the most important part, repeat it at least 3 times a week. Healing doesn't come in a day, but it does come. I've seen it over and over, a flicker of feeling, a deeper sleep, a stronger stream, then confidence. But if you really want to take this further, if you want to feel the results, not just faster but deeper, there's one more layer to add, because hidden in your own hands are 3 pressure points that can instantly boost blood flow and wake up nerves that have gone quiet. Most men have never heard of them. You're about to pressure points that wake up the pelvis. There's something powerful about the human body that most men forget as they age. It holds its own answers. We're so used to looking for solutions outside of ourselves, in pills, in procedures, in quick fixes. But sometimes the key to healing is already in your hands, literally. Over the years, I've guided countless older men through physical recovery, but the most surprising breakthroughs often come from something simple. Touch, not mechanical, not clinical, but intentional. Caring touch, applied to the right places, at the right time. There are 3 pressure points I teach my patients to use while applying the castor oil and baking soda blend. They're small, subtle zones, but they act like switches. 1. The first is at the base of your wrist, right in the soft hollow between 2 tendons. When pressed gently for 60 seconds, it calms the heart, opens blood vessels, and shifts your nervous system from stress to restoration. 2. The second is on the inner thigh, about 4 fingers up from the crease of your groin. Pressing here supports lymphatic flow and boosts circulation to the pelvic region. 3. The third is found between your big toe and second toe, where they meet. In ancient medicine, this point is known for restoring energy, blood flow, and even testosterone balance. I remember George, 79, recently widowed. He came to me not for performance advice, but to feel alive again. He said, "I don't want to feel invisible." So we didn't start with medication. We started with his hands, these pressure points, the blend, a quiet moment each night. 2 weeks later, he called me, his voice stronger. "Doc," he said, "I feel like myself again. These aren't magic tricks. They're signals to the body that it's safe to open, to feel, to return." When used alongside the blend, they deepen the effect, and they reawaken your connection to yourself. But that's not where the healing ends, because what you do immediately after this ritual, what you eat, what you put into your body, can either lock in the results or silently reverse them. And most men get this part completely wrong. Let me show you how to get it right. The foods that lock in the healing. Here's something most men never realize. What you eat right, after applying the castor oil and baking soda blend, can either lock in the healing or quietly undo all the work you just did. Think about it. You've just opened your tissues, boosted blood flow, cleared pathways that may have been blocked for years. Your body is finally ready to absorb nutrients, to restore itself. But if you feed it the wrong fuel, it's like flushing out a river and then dumping sludge back upstream. I've seen this happen too many times. One patient, Bill, 72, retired firefighter, was doing everything right. The blend, the pressure points, the routine. But he told me, "Doc, I feel a flicker of progress, then I slide backward." So I asked him gently, "What are you eating after your sessions?" And that's when it all made sense. Processed meats, white bread, soda, heavy cheese, nothing fresh, nothing alive. His body was opening up, but his food was closing it back down. We made small changes, nothing extreme. After each session, he added Myasa beet juice, which floods the body with nitric oxide for blood flow. Myasa hard-boiled egg, or half an avocado, for healthy fats and hormones. A bowl of steamed spinach with olive oil and garlic, one of the best natural artery softeners I've ever seen. A square of dark chocolate rich in flavonoids to stimulate nitric oxide and enhance circulation. Just real food used at the right time. And within a week, everything changed. Not just his erections, his mood, his energy, his sense of control. I feel like I got a piece of myself back, he told me. You don't need to overhaul your diet. You just need to support your body when it's ready to heal. Because when you do, the results not only last, they build, but there's one more piece that makes this all come together. And it's not physical. It's what you believe about yourself and the quiet story you tell yourself each day when you look in the mirror. Let's talk about that next. The mindset shift that reactivates manhood. There's something I've learned after 3 decades of listening to men behind closed doors. Yes, the greatest damage isn't always what happens to the body, it's what happens to the mind. I've sat across from men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, who whispered to me that they felt invisible, that they had quietly accepted the idea that their best days were behind them. And I get it. When your body doesn't respond the way it used to, it's easy to start believing you're broken. But what I need you to hear right now is this. You're not broken, you're waiting. One of my patients, Frank, had been through prostate surgery, survived the recovery, and done everything right. But when he sat down in front of me, he said something I'll never forget. Physically, I'm okay, but I don't feel like a man anymore. It hit me hard, because I knew that no oil, no food, no technique could help him until he believed he still mattered. So I asked him to try something simple. Every night, after applying the blend, place one hand on his chest and say out loud, "I still matter. My story isn't over." He told me it felt silly at first, but over the next few weeks, something shifted, not just in his body, but in his presence, his eyes, his voice, his energy. He said, "I feel alive again. Not perfect, not 20 again, but real, present, whole." Your body responds to the signals you give it. When you treat yourself like a burden, you shrink. But when you show yourself care, even just a few quiet minutes a day, something powerful reawakens. This blend works. The foods work, the pressure points, the circulation, the chemistry. It all matters, but what makes it stick is belief. So now you have the understanding, the tools, the mindset. The question is, how do you turn all of this into a simple, repeatable rhythm, a nightly ritual that brings real change? That's exactly what I'll show you next. Conclusion. Your new beginning starts now. Here we are. You've just discovered 7 eye-opening truths most men over 60 never learn. Truths about your body, your circulation, your vitality, and your value. We covered why your manhood isn't fading, how castor oil and baking soda can reverse what aging steals, and how your hands, diet, and even your mindset can reignite your spark. I share this not just as a doctor, but as someone who sat with men who thought it was too late until they realized it wasn't. You still have time, you still have power, you still count. Now it's up to you. Take what you've learned and act. Start tonight. Because the real fix isn't just in the oil, it's in the routine, the commitment, and the quiet choice to trust yourself again. This isn't the end. It's the return of something you never lost. You just forgot how it felt.